the cloud. Hey guys, it's June 20th. I personally can't believe it's June 20th. I'm happy to be here. Great to see so many smiling faces, or a few of you anyway. And I know some of you listen to this as a recording, so thank you for doing that. Well, tonight it's a little more casual, but we are going to talk about the July Double Rewards Host Special. Can you believe it? In Taste Play Simple's 27 years, they've never offered double host rewards. And then just to remind you, Monday Fun Day, as you can see right here, is the Lovin' Lemon Slush Drink Mix. Do you guys remember how much this is selling for? Anybody want to shout out?
No, I don't remember. Isn't that next week?
Yeah, next Monday, not today.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant today. I'm like, I got confused.
Today was the vanilla or the
mango.
Yep, which is a good one. But I'm not as excited about that as I am of this. So we've talked about this before, where you add the sweet tea vodka. Have any of you done pre-orders on this one?
Not yet.
Okay, go to my, I think Jane will share in the morning. I don't think she did it today, or go to my personal Facebook page. I shared it on my business page. I am offering pre-orders for local people. I don't know if that's your jam, but I've gotten quite a few. If you belong to any business groups, hey, if you go to the bank, I think I shared this on the team page, and go anywhere that you know the people. Like I had a copy of that flyer and I gave them a catalog, and I said I'm taking pre-orders. Again, if that works for you, and it's a great product, so it's fun for me to share. So just, that's the last Monday Fun Day. That's the 27th. That's a heck of a deal. $5 or $10 for the double. This is just the single. So anyway, any questions on that? Nope. Okay. Is it Tanya or Tanea? Davis, can you unmute for a second?
Tanya, hi.
Oh my gosh, Tanya, I didn't even say it right at all. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
We're glad you're here. And Shelly, we're glad you're here. And Olivia just hopped out of the shower, and Sheila and Barb, I'm glad that I can at least see what you look like. I'm just kidding. So, as you know, it's coming to the end of the quarter and the end of our incentive period for the trip. And for any promotions you might be working on. So I just thought it would be fun to talk about the July Double Host Rewards. We have a smaller group, so I'm gonna go around and just ask you a question. I want you to be totally honest. And I'm gonna start with you, Sheila. Do you have a July goal for how many income producing activities you want to do? And if you do, you can say yes or no. And if you say yes, what is it?
I guess I don't have a goal set per se, but I do have 3 home tasting parties so far. And I haven't posted anything about the double rewards yet, so I'm hoping to get maybe 4 online.
So a total.
Oh yeah, there's my goal, 4 online and 3 home parties.
Okay, so you want a total of 7, so 3 in person, that's fantastic, and 4 online. Okay, awesome. So you do have a goal, Sheila. Name it, claim it, girl.
Okay.
Hey, you'll do it. How about you, Barb?
Unmute. Okay. I haven't done any pushing of it except for in the fundraiser I'm doing right now. My goal is to have 3 events. They'll be up for me. Everything's online. So I've got one of the 3. And I'm hoping to, I would love to go over my goal, but what I need is I basically always say I need at least 3 a month.
Okay, so your goal is 3 events, and you haven't done much sharing yet, is what you're saying?
Nope.
Okay, but you will.
Yep.
Okay. How about you, Olivia?
I have one online party lined up for July, but I'd like to have 2 more at least.
So your goal for July, Olivia, is 3?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. How about you, Shelly?
I have, I believe, 3 events booked, and I'll be having a tasting party. I just got to line up a date with my host, and I'm hoping to get 3 online parties.
Wow, great. So you're going to have 7 events. That's great. Or 7 income producing activities.
Yes.
That's a great way to start out the new incentive period. And how fun to give your host. I mean, you guys, I'm sure you've looked at it, but on a $500 party, instead of them getting $50, they get 100. 100. That's pretty cool. So share, and ask. Okay, Shelly. Oh my gosh, how can I not say your name right? Tanya. It's not Tanya.
Tanya.
Tanya Tucker. I'll just remember that. Tanya
Yes.
Tucker. I'm old.
Yes.
Tanya Davis. I'm sorry, Tanya. I said it wrong and then like it was inbred. Okay. So Tanya, do you have a goal for July?
I do. It's funny because I was thinking about that today. So I have my first vendor event this weekend, Saturday, in my hometown. So I'm hoping I'm going for 6, which is the most parties I would ever have in a month, but they don't have a Tastefully Simple consultant in their town. And so that's what I'm going for on Saturdays to get some parties booked.
So do you do in person, online, a little bit of both, or what?
So everything's been online. I did have like a taste kind of one once at my mom's, and that was, we didn't have a ton of people come out, but I sold something to everybody that showed up, so that was good. And my mom has hosted a party and her party was phenomenal. So I'm hoping that is a good sign for that town to get, more going. So
yeah. Oh, excellent. And I hear that you might be going to national conference.
yes, I'm this crazy situation, but yes, we were talking about it, my husband and I, more tonight and pushing towards it. So yes.
Okay, so let's just talk about that for a minute, being I just brought that up. I was talking to Rebecca, that's how I know that. Rebecca Rasmussen this morning, we had a coaching call. Anyway, to remind all of you, and I think most of you have already signed up, but just a reminder, June 30th is the deadline for in-person. And when you go in person, I just, we all found out that we're gonna get that really cool amenity bag from Initials Inc. or whatever, so that's gonna be cool. So that's $199. You can still sign up, I think, after that, or I know you can for virtual. But if you want recognition, make sure you're all signed up by June 30th, right? So, and like Sheila will sign up. Sheila's going, and because Sheila promoted, she's gonna actually get it for free. So they'll reimburse you, Sheila. You know that, right? Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Barb, did you promote during this recognition period?
There, can't do it left-handed. Yeah, I promoted, but we will not make it by July 1. I will lose copper status.
Oh,
so yeah.
I'm sorry.
And I can't go in person for health reasons.
But you could still do virtual. I mean, you can do virtual anyway, but you could still do virtual and they would pay for it. So
yep, I'm all signed up for everything for virtual and leadership. So I'm ready, more than ready for it. My team kind of fell apart this quarter.
Oh shoot, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, it's happening to other people too, so not just you, Barb, but way to stick with it. So just to remind you guys, when you promote to copper, bronze, gold, platinum, whatever, you will get Partypalooza for free. So that's a pretty cool value because Sheila and I are going, Shelly's going, Tanya might be going. It's $199, and then we get $100 in free products shipped to our house. So that's kind of cool. I'm really excited about that. Any questions about Partypalooza, our national conference? No. And Sheila and Shelly, you guys definitely have a place to stay. Are you staying at the hotel or the Airbnb, or what are you guys doing?
Hotel.
Okay. And have you called it? I mean, I thought I had my hotel, and on Friday I was looking through my folder. I'm like, I don't have where's my confirmation number?
Oh,
Yeah,
Stacy did it, and she actually sent me the confirmation information.
Okay, so you're set. Yeah. Well,
I was going to say also, leadership session at Partypalooza.
You're going to that as well?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Sheila, did you sign up for that?
Sheila just went dark.
She did.
She is dark.
She always does. So
I'm sure she will.
goes. Yes.
I'm sure she will. And we have some really cool speakers in person which is nice because, you know, for a while it was all like on the screen. So I'm excited to have them in person. So that'll be excellent. So Olivia, if you haven't registered, you really should. Have you registered, Olivia?
I have not,
Okay.
not yet. I need to
Right.
look at that.
Yeah, I think it's $149 for virtual, and you do get free products. And then the cool thing is you have a month to watch everything. And you know, I have to say, in my journey with Tastefully Simple, actually it's going to be 24 years on the 26th of June. The training isn't just about your business, it's really personal development. And I'm not saying you need that, Olivia, but we all do. But you know what I'm saying? So like, you just learn things that you can apply to your marriage, to your day job, just to day. Wouldn't you agree, Sheila? It's more than just about your Tastefully Simple.
Sorry, I stepped away for a moment. What was the question?
Oh, I was just asking Olivia if she'd registered for virtual. And I said, you know, conference is more than just about your business. Obviously, that's the main focus, but you learn and self-improvement, you know, things that you can use with your marriage, with your day job, just in life in general. And plus it's fun, but I mean, virtual is still fun. It's just a different fun. But I mean, there's just, I just said, Sheila, don't you agree? There's things that you learn that you can just apply to life in general.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, okay. So anything else on, oh, Shelley was wondering if you had registered for leadership, Sheila.
Yes.
Okay, we figured you did. Okay, anything else about nationals? And it'll be fun to get to know Bridget. Is Bridget, right? Brittany. It'll be fun to get to know Brittany a little bit better. You know, she's with Initial Thanks, so that'll be exciting. Okay, so back to July. Thank you for sharing your goals. It's huge when you have a goal rather than I'll just see what happens, because life gets in the way. And believe me, there's plenty of times where I'd rather not work my business. I mean, just like you guys, this is my full-time gig, so I have to work it and I want to work it. But I think we all have that feeling like I'd rather just watch TV, or I'd rather go have dinner with my husband or whatever. So having a goal keeps you focused and driven. And I always say, like, my goal, I should share with you, is 10. And I'm really lean right now. I only have 3. So when I say 10, I mean either it can be tasting parties, an event, or in person. So I've got 1 in person and 2 online. So I've got my work cut out for me too. But it's really fun to share that great incentive. So any questions on how to book those parties? Because that's really what I wanted to talk about. Maybe you want to share, does anybody want to share how they have the most success?
I'm not going to share for myself, this is Barb, but one of the gals in Angie's team sent out messages last Friday when they first announced the double host rewards.
Yeah.
And in one day she booked 10 parties for the month of July.
Oh my gosh, Barb. Do you remember who was it?
Maxine.
Wow.
I think her last name is Stoop.
I'll have to ask Angie if she's willing to share that. Did you see what she said?
Yeah, it was just a very basic, it wasn't any, I mean, we all asked her, what did you say? Because obviously you had something cute and catchy, right? No, it wasn't. It was a very basic, hi, Barb, this is Maxine. Hey, we've never done this before, but Tastefully Simple is blah, blah, blah. What do you think? I mean, she didn't even ask them what, you know, the typical lead in of like, which would work better, this or this.
Right.
She just said, what do you think? And people jumped. Now, you know, just the fact that she had that many yeses, I think she'd been struggling for a while too. So it sure boosted her and the rest of us to hear that, you know, it's still out there.
Yeah, oh, for gosh sake, it's definitely out there. And maybe you start your list and maybe you reach out to 5 people a day. But think of that. If you did that Monday through Friday, that's 25 people. And really, you know, I've said this many times, it's just a numbers game. You just got to reach out and then follow up. Because I've also had people say, well, I reached out to, you know, 10 people. I said, well, how many times? Well, I'm just waiting for them to get back to me. And I know a lot of you have heard my 3 strikes and you're out rule. You know, when I started 24 years ago, the only way we booked parties was by talking to people, you know, like on the phone.
Yeah, phone.
Or at a party, but you had to start somewhere. So you had to call them, or if you saw them in person, oh my gosh, you'd have to ask them. But anyway, my 3 strikes and you're out rule, I never told them that. But within a week, perhaps, because if I'm aggressively working and I don't mean aggressively in a bad way. If I'm working towards my goal and I want to get her done, you know, I might reach out on a Monday, and then if I haven't heard anything by Wednesday, I might just say, hey, just looping back with you. I've been using a lot of private message. And then even by Friday, then I may, if I haven't heard back from them yet, and I would say, hey, I might even say, I hate to bug you, because that's kind of what I'm feeling. You know, I hate to bug you, but I'm just wondering if you're still interested. So you have to follow up, you guys, even if it's a text or a private message, because I'm sure you've been guilty of getting a private message or a text. You're like, oh yeah, I'll get back to her. And then you never do. And then you forget about it. So it's your job to reach out to them. And then, you know, if they don't get back to you by the third time in that month, I would just let it go for a while. And then you can always reach back to them again. Because a lot of times it's about timing. So questions, anyone, all you black screen people?
I have a question. This is Tanya.
Yeah.
Since this is my first in-person vendor event, I was kind of going through the files on our group. And so one of the things I found was I can't remember specifically what it's called, but like, are you interested in a Facebook party? Yes, maybe. Are you interested in a fundraiser? Yes, maybe.
Yeah.
So do you feel like people fill those out with pretty well, or should I maybe give like a drawing incentive? Like fill this out for a chance to have your name drawn for a Love and Lemon bucket or something like that.
I will give you my perspective, and then I would love Sheila or Shelly, because I know Shelly does events. I would love for you guys, anybody else, to jump in. I've done
Please.
different things throughout the years. I do use those contact slips, and I've decided to not do door prizes anymore because I never really got much. But everybody that purchased from me, I would ask them, hey, do you have a consultant? Or would you like to stay in touch with Tastefully Simple? And if they're like, yeah, then I would say, can I add you to my client list? I just need your name and your email and your phone number. And oh my gosh, I can see you love our product. Would you be interested in like a Facebook party or whatever? So you're asking them like when they're checking out, because you know they love the product if they're purchasing from you. So that's what I've started to do. I mean, if you think that the event is going to be super busy, you can always try it. You know, maybe it's a $10 gift card to use towards Tastefully Simple. I don't know, you know, because if it's someone that's from out of town, how are you going to get them that drink bucket?
Mm-hmm.
So there's no right or wrong, but that's just my philosophy. How about Shelly? What do you do?
I personally do not like doing a drawing. People don't like putting their information in a bucket like that, because I think they think you're gonna use it in other ways. So I like to do what you do, Sherry, and say, can I add you to my mailing list? You know, I'm not gonna spam you. I'll send you specials, and you know, you won't get bombarded.
Perfect. And you're gonna get no's. I'm sure, Shelly, you've asked. And they're
Oh,
like,
for sure.
and they're like, no, thank you, no, thank you. And that's okay, but don't let that stop you from asking, because then you will get people that say, oh yeah. And the other nice thing about doing that, if you fill it out, you can actually read your writing. I mean, in the day when I used to do those door prizes, I mean, if you can't read the writing, that email is worthless, or that cell phone is worthless.
Exactly.
I mean, like, what's that number? Is that a 0 or is that an 8? So by filling it out for them, or if they fill it out while you're bagging up, make sure you can read it and even confirm, oh, is that TS at, you know what I'm saying? Because again, otherwise it's useless. So anybody else have any insight on that? I will just add then, what I've always been told in direct sales is you need to follow up with those leads within 24 to 48 hours. You know, otherwise they're most likely, the longer you wait, the less likely they are to do something. So even if you can grab your calendar, if your event is on Saturday, maybe you take Sunday night, you make, you know, phone calls or texts or whatever, Monday at the latest, you'll have a much better opportunity to make it happen. So good question. Does that help you?
Yes.
Another
thank you
thing I
so much.
do, another thing I do is if someone is looking at a product and I have a great recipe for it, I say, let me text you this recipe.
Ooh. That way you get their information.
Yeah. And I've had people reach back out to me when they need a refill.
There you go, Shelley. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good customer service. You're offering great service. I love it. Okay. Any other questions on how to fill your July? Because it's, you know, some people like to take July off and it's a lot harder to start up again. I do know we'll find out the incentive trip the beginning of July. I don't know exactly the date, but Jill, I would guess on that maybe the July 6th. I'm just guessing, but I know she's going to share it the beginning of July. We'll find out where it's at. I know Lisa Burns, she's not on the call, but on the Dream Achievers page, she set up like a little accountability group for the trip. So please feel free to go find that if you want to join. It's, you know, so anyway, starting out July strong, is just going to help your August and your fall. So very smart that you're on the call tonight, and very smart. I mean, you guys, nobody said zeros and you all have goals. So you guys are all heading in the right direction. Anything else you wanted to talk about? Anything Tastefully Simple related? Nothing big or small.
Has anybody had much success booking parties through Amy? I'm not getting much response.
I haven't had a lot of response, but I haven't used it much. But Barb, that's a great question for next Monday night, because as you know, Julie, which is pretty cool that she's going to take her precious time to talk to us. So Barb, that would be a really good question. And that reminds me, on the team page, if you have other questions, and Barb, either you hop on there or I'll add it to it. Ask questions on there, because I'm going to submit that to Julie, so she has a little bit, you know, so she knows what we're looking for. So Barb, yours would be how to book parties off of Amy.
Yeah, because I'm not getting any response from people. And I put this already. I also put 2 other things on your message in the group, because I was following Amy, they suggest contact this person this time and this person. I was doing that and I lost about 20 people who said stop bugging.
Yeah.
Because it was like every 2 weeks.
That's too much. I agree. I don't use it to that extent. I just use it if I want to follow up with somebody or I want to try to book a party. But, and maybe Barb, did you kind of put that in there? Like, it seems like it might be too much.
Yeah. But what I found was when if it pops up a bunch of names that you should contact, blah, 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 you don't see with that list, unless you open every single one of them individually, you don't see when was the last time you contacted them. So that's how I found out that I was hitting people way too many times, is when I started looking at it and like, whoa, they ordered, you sent them a thank you. A week and a half, 2 weeks later, did you get your package? 2 weeks after that, what did you think? How can I help? I mean, it was way too many times. So I'm trying to find a balance.
Sure. Well, and I know Lisa Burns uses it and Twyla uses it, so maybe they'll be on that call next week. So
okay,
we'll see. So good. Thank you for asking about that.
Thanks.
Because it reminded me to. So if you have questions, please feel free to ask on there so I can submit them. Someone's getting a tornado, maybe?
Sorry, that's me. I was going to say I've started using Amy in the last few weeks too. And
Yep.
that's what I thought as well, because it's their 2-2-2 method. So 2 days after they order, 2 weeks, and then 2 months. And I thought the same thing, that was excessive.
I agree. I think that's way too much. Yeah. It's a tool, but it's just too much. I mean, so stick with your gut, you know, if you're like that, I don't want someone contacting me that much. But so we'll see what Julie has to share next week. Okay, so I'm assuming Sheila will get her 7, Barb's gonna get her 3, Olivia, you're gonna get your 3. Try not, you wanna make that happen this month. Even though it's an amazing incentive, I feel like when you ask in the month, it's a little bit harder, even though online it isn't. But, you know, you don't wanna bug people over the 4th of July. So get out there and ask them now. Shelly is gonna have 7 income producing activities. Tanya's gonna have 7, right, Tanya? I think so.
6. I was going for 6.
Oh, 6. I'm sorry. I don't know what 7 said. You're going for 6. Yeah, so, and I'm going for 10. So maybe I wrote 7 more because that was me. Sorry about that. So, okay. Okay, you guys, well, thank you for joining. I am going to stop the recording. And if you want to hang on, you have any